Hi, this is Sammy from Featherbox Art, and I'm working in collaboration with Darn Good Yarn to bring you a tutorial on how to make your own finger knit infinity scarf. This is a great project for beginners since no knowledge of knitting is needed. To begin, you will need a couple materials. You will need Darn Good Yarn's reclaimed chiffon ribbon. You will need one skein. You will need measuring tape, scissors, and this is optional, but stitch markers in case you need to put your work down. And before we begin, I will show you what the finished product looks like. And the great thing about this project is it actually is one big continuous loop. So if I were to unwind it, it's just one big loop, so you can wear it in a variety of different ways. So before we get started, you should remove your rings so when you finger knit, it won't get caught. And also take your skein and put it into a ball. To start your finger knit, put your left hand out in front of you, thumb facing upwards, and you'll be working 4 stitches on each of these fingers. Take the tail of the ribbon, tail facing towards you, measure 10 inches, and your working end will be facing the back of your hand, and you'll be working from left to right for this beginning, and you will wrap up and around each finger like this, up and around until you get to the pinky. Slide them down a little bit, and then you will be working from right to left. Wrap it around, and then for right to left, you'll be working down and around. Now that you have 2 loops on each finger, you will join them, starting on the side opposite of the working yarn. So we're going to start over here, taking that bottom loop up over the top loop, dropping it off the finger. Do this for each finger. And for the first row, everything may look a little bit wonky and loose. So once we have only 1 loop on, we're going to push it gently down towards the palm, pull the tail a little bit, and pull the working end a little bit too. And that's our first row. And you're going to repeat this working from left to right, right to left. And anytime there are 2 loops on your finger, you will take that bottom loop over the top loop and off, and you will keep going until you have 10 to 12 inches of working yarn left. If you need a break at any point, stop where you have 1 loop on your fingers, take a stitch marker or a paper clip, something that will hold your place, put it on each loop, slide the loops off your fingers, and you can take a bit of a break. And as you work, the tail will no longer need to be held. You can sort of drop it as you get farther on. And then when I have about 10 to 12 inches of working yarn left, I am going to bind it off. So I'm going to start on the side closest to the working yarn. I'm going to loop that working yarn through the loop on my finger, working through each. And then once I have it through each finger, I can gently slide them off, pull the working end, and it is now bound off. And I'm going to knot it twice, just for extra security. You're going to coil it around. I like to coil it 3 times. This just makes it a little bit easier to work with. And now I have both ends, the beginning and the end. And since the beginning has a longer working end, I'm going to take this, I'm going to match it up to the end we just finished. Do the same thing where I'm going to thread it through to join these 2. So I'm going to thread it through the opposite end, thread it through the opposite end again. Then we're going to put it through just to weave it together to join the 2 ends. And that will make it into one big continuous loop. And I'm going to knot it twice. I'm just going to use my hands and I'm going to weave those ends in. I'm going to take my scissors, trim any excess. I'll do it for the other end. Now you have your finished finger knit infinity scarf. And you can wear it a variety of different ways. You can loop it a couple times. You can take it, put a knot at the bottom. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and have fun creating.